Hey guys, good morning, good day, whatever time you're watching this video, be blessed and stay blessed. I am here just to let you know how Clyde is doing. Clyde is still at the University of Miami Sylvester Cancer Center, and so he did have the CAR T-cell therapy done, and we got a little ups and downs. He developed a fever, and he has developed COVID. He is not on any type of breathing machine, so he's fighting. He's a fighter. And so just to let you know that the CAR T cell has wiped out many of the white blood cells. And so this simply means that these cells are needed to fight cancer or to kill the cancer. The body is not making enough of the fighting antibodies, and that is needed to basically clear up the COVID. And these things can last months, is what I'm hearing. And so we're trying to build up his numbers again. When he left the hospitals, his numbers were very good. And so what they're trying to do is just build up those numbers again. And I know that they have started him on the antiviral treatment and possibly the anti-infusion. So again, they are still watching the numbers. Hopefully, they don't have to do or use any steroids on him because most of his numbers are low. We got some high sugar, diabetes, and I believe when you start those steroids, it brings the numbers up pretty high. And so if you can't balance what you have now and then throw someone on steroids, how are you going to handle that? And so we got to keep those numbers leveled off. And so I'm going to go in today and see what they're talking about, if they are trying to start the steroids or they're going to look at the blood work and everything from last night, early this morning, to see where he is. Clyde is a fighter. He's been dealing with this since 2015. He has already had 2 stem cell transplants. 2015, 2021, stem cell. And he has always maxed out his time in the hospital from 4 to 6 weeks, staying there at least 4 weeks. With this one, the CAR T cell, which they have done already, this one was another waiting time of 4 to 6 weeks. Mind you, it only took 2 weeks for them to send him home. 2 weeks and a day after this kind of treatment. And I understand, not mad. We just gotta back up, straighten some stuff out. And so that's what they're doing. Whether they're gonna own it, because you let someone out of the hospital very early after a CAR T-cell therapy. Mind you, 4 to 6 weeks, he was let out of the hospital or was able to go home 2 weeks and 1 day. You're not giving your patient enough time to heal. You know more than I know that this type of therapy or any cell transplant is going to take some time. And so 2 weeks is too early, because this one in particular has a lot of ups and downs. And so when you basically send someone home, whether you have on a mask, I noticed he had on just a regular mask. and not one of those G masses or 9 masses, whatever, those hard ones. I think he should have went home with that. And you should have knew that as a patient coming out of that hospital, where is your other mask? You don't know that. You guys are the expert. You should be telling your patients, put this on, put that on, not just that flimsy mask when you want to go to Publix. Anyway, we're going to back it up, and they need to correct some stuff here. And so right now, his fever is middle, but he does have COVID. He's not on a ventilator. He's not on a machine. He lost his appetite, but I can see that that is coming back now, because I'm having to take some real food for him. And so he's eating a little bit more. And some things he just like more than others, and so he will eat it all. But in the most part, he is eating, and he's up. He's now able to move around. I don't have to hold him hand to hand and toes to toes. He is moving around. I did go in yesterday, told him to get up, go in there and brush your teeth, that tongue, that mouth, everything. And so the next step was this shower. But we got to do that. And so I didn't have to help him. He sat down on the chair, got that soap, and let it work from head to toe. Yes, he lifted up his feet, scrubbing his toes and the bottom of his feet. And so that's a good sign, because I think when you're weak, you can't do these things. You have to have other folks do it for you. And so I've been doing that. And so he's strong enough now to get up and take care of himself. It means of brushing his teeth and taking a shower. All the other things, me and the doctors. He is starting to, at one point, phone was off yesterday. I did see him listening to some music, looking at some funny videos, laughing a little bit. So that's a sign of a person being self-motivated. Like I told you, you got to be self-motivated. And if you're not, you have to have that person right next to you to self-motivate you or to motivate you. And so that's a lot of things that should come in play when you're dealing with a sick person, not so well person. And so always motivate. Like I said, Clyde is a fighter. Like I said on the last video, last 2 videos, you want to own it. You want to fight it. You want to survive it. And you want to live it. Clyde has done those things for the last 2 stem cell transplant. But this CAR T-cell, that's a different beast, as we know now. And so a lot of things come in play when you're around folks, nurses coming in and out of the rooms. A lot of that SARS could come definitely from the hospital. I don't have any signs of it. No runny nose, I'm well. And so from the hospital or coming out of that hospital too early, everything coming at you, all kind of diseases. Mind you, you just got out of stem cell therapy transplant. So I'm a little angry about that. And I can't be too angry because false readings can happen. Those numbers came back so excellent. Very excellent. And so when you feed that back to the machine to the insurance company. Everyone want to know why you there. Understandable. But you got to realize you just did something. You just did a whole stem cell transplant. You infused his body with T cells that needs time to grow, to heal, to get into his system and start working, start fighting as they should. And they are fighting. They were fighting. And so right now they're in a battle. That T cell is battling that COVID. And so we're hoping and praying that that is the issue. And also hoping and praying that they don't have to do steroids, because that's another level that we don't want to tackle. We don't want to deal with that, because that can bring some numbers really up. And so if you can't monitor and can't get it under control right now, how are you going to get it under control when you're doing steroids? Right now in the hospital, if you're taking insulin, if you're taking 10 units, 20 units, 12 units, I don't care how many units you take, and you've been taking for the last 30 or 40 years of your life, so you know your body. You know how much units to take because you got a scale. But when you go in that hospital, honey, they don't want to go by your scale that you've been balancing your sugar. So you know how much insulin to give your body, not them. And so when your sugar is at 200 or 300, ain't no way in the world that a hospital can just give you 1 or 2 units. That's not going to do anything. Mind you, in your lifetime, you have been taking 10, 12 units. So what is 2 units going to do? Absolutely nothing. And then by the time you eat something or drink something, heck, you up to 390. And so you still gonna come back with 1 or 2 units? Come on, guys, let's be realistic. Your 1 and 2 units is not gonna do anything. And so Clay got a little bit upset yesterday, told him about their bucks, especially with something that he can control. That insulin, he can control that. He knows that better than anyone. And so sometimes you gotta listen to the patient, and you gotta know that 1 or 2 units is not gonna do something with a person's level of 290. You need a little bit more insulin. So stop playing the games. And so I am going there this morning to see what exactly you guys doing. What's the next step? What are you going to do to correct what you done? You sent a person home early. And so now he has complications. Numbers not looking excellent. Numbers now have to rebuild itself. That T cell really has to fight. It's now, trying to fight anything that's coming at them, especially that COVID. And so that's what we're dealing with, COVID. Anyway, like I said, he's a fighter. He's moving around. Not a wide range of moving around. He can't go in the hallways because they have him isolated. And so this is another thing that I am angry about too. You moved him from a huge room where, wife or spouse or whatever can sleep over. You rush him into an isolation room. The room is a damn, I want to say closet. Y'all, I want to say a closet. So it was mind blowing. I got bad news. We got to isolate you. You moved us from to. So Now that plays with someone's mindset again. You keep messing. Don't mess with people's mindset, especially if they're sick. And now you, on top of that, you tell them you got COVID, but you put them in a little box room that they can't breathe in. So don't do that to a patient. Hospitals, if you're out there, don't do that. You could put them in isolation, because yes, they need to be in isolation. Give them some room to think. Make that room the same room. Give them some room to think and, just have a thought process as to what you just told them. So you put someone in a box. They got a confusion state of mind going on. I think it was mostly me with the confusion state of mind. Don't put me in, from a big room to a box, a closet. That's me. Clyde wasn't worried about that. That was me. Because I need air. I need to breathe. And then when you go in there, you got masks, robes, gloves. Clyde don't like it cold. So I got to deal with that temperature that he likes now. So of course, I'm hot. I'm confused. We went from up here to being excellent to good, and your numbers are great. Why are you here? Till down here, little box. We got to do this, we got to do that. And so it happens on Friday over the weekend, where nobody can come in and answer some questions, because you got a lot of thoughts and questions going on in your head. And so you got to wait till Monday. Got most of the answers on yesterday. One in particular, I am not satisfied with it. So I'm going to go back to see how well those numbers came in last night. And we definitely going to talk about that steroid. We don't want that. If we don't need it, if he don't need it, we don't want it. Because you guys haven't sorted out the sugar level. And so I know with that, it brings on a higher number. So if you can't sort that out on a regular basis, you can't sort it out when you're giving him steroids. And so I'm watching, I'm looking. Clyde got a mouth. I got a mouth. No, yes. What else? And so it is what it is. And so guys, we are going to continue fighting. If you have anyone that's going through this, stick by them. If they can't motivate themselves, motivate them. Remember to own it. Remember to fight it. Remember to survive it. And remember to live it. That's all I got to say, guys. I got to get out of here, get my tail up, and get on down there to the UM, because I am monitoring everyone. And so, like I said, some of this stuff and most of this stuff come from the hospital. And so yesterday I saw folks walking in there without a robe. You work in the hospital. Why you walking in here without a robe? And I got on 2 robes. I don't know what room you just came out of, honey. But anyway, Susan got a mouth. So we going to correct some stuff today. Bright and early this morning, honey. I'm going to go get his breakfast and make his hot cocoa, hot tea. And we're going to wait on everything and everybody. Tell him just how I feel and what ain't happening. Second suggestion, please. We ain't playing the dozens, honey. We here to live. So, whatever you have in play, God got his hands. God has control. And so, watch it work. Guys, have a good day. I got to get myself up and out of here into the hospital so I can look at folks and monitor folks and ask some questions. Thank you. Until the next video, I am going to keep you informed into everything that's happening with Clive. Guys, continue your prayers. We are continuing our prayers for you. We love you and take care.